Bonjour, kamusta? Annyeonghaseyo, Ken here from TheRackdotCo. And today we're diving feet first into something I get asked about a lot. Ken, which Notorious Lift shoe should I get? Let's break down what we carry, what makes each model different, and which one might be best for your lifting training session. TheRackdotCo is a strength staff depot, and we specialize in awesome strength training equipment, whether for home gyms or commercial facilities. We also have a pretty stacked lifting gear and apparel offering to excite most, if not all, strength training practitioners. Hence, TheRackdotCo is the exclusive and authorized distributor and retailer of Notorious Lift in the Philippines. So if you're interested to be updated with the new stuff on stock, the promos and deals on offer, tutorials, and more videos of unboxing, reviews, and first impressions, please like this video, subscribe, and turn on that notification on the TheRackdotCo's YouTube channel. You may also connect with us through Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok with the handle @TheRackdotCoPH. Sign up for our newsletter on our website at TheRackdotCo to get updates straight to your email. So let's get one thing out of the way. Notorious Lift shoes aren't just like your any other training shoe. Notorious Lift is the most beloved and used more or less powerlifting footwear. Notorious Lift, or NL, is all about deliberate design, made for strength training practitioners and professionals, especially powerlifters fully engaged in their squats, benches, and deadlifts. Those who want to stay planted, connected, and efficient from the ground up. They're lightweight, grippy, stable, and they feel just right when you're in the zone. Now, lifting barefoot is great. I love not wearing anything while working or lifting, but that is until you step on a filthy floor, a stray plate, or a pebble that is very, very painful. Also, during heavy lifts, it does become more problematic being barefoot when you are needing support on wider stances. So for many lifters, Notorious Lift hits that perfect middle ground of being maximally planted on the ground while providing ample protection of a footwear. So now I will go through each Notorious Lift footwear model, beginning with the entry level, progressing towards their more premier offerings. So this progression also suggests the price differences from the most affordable to their more expensive offerings. This is the Notorious Lifters Gen 2X, or for short, NLG2X. The reason why it has a Gen 2 and Gen 2X is because it comes from a line of Notorious Lift models called the Notorious Lifters. So generally, they will come in, or each model will generally come in two basic colors. The first is usually the pure white. So it is in pure white right here. And I am also going to pick up the second basic color, which is generally on the black side. The black side will usually come on a stealth, what they call the stealth. So this stealth will generally come with white markings or white prints right there. Sometimes also release an all-black version which will have the black shoe, black colorway, and also with the black prints. Now again, this is what you call the stealth, and this is the pure white. Now looking at the shoes or footwear, you can see that yes, they come in this bag, and they are a little bit on the softer side. And they are, I would say, more of a slipper or sock-like feel. They are very soft, and they generally have a more simple makeup. Right now, one of the more, I guess, one of the factors that are a bit more obvious is that the shoe pattern or the traction at the outer soles are the simplest in the Notorious Lift line. When you take a look at the pattern, they are a bit simple. They do provide good traction. On the website, it would seem to suggest that this would be a above average traction. They do feel quite grippy, but on the pattern itself, when you take into consideration the distance between the innermost depth of this pattern with the distance or the omega towards the outer toe, they are generally very plain. They don't have a great amount of distance. So here on the upper as well, you would see that they are pretty soft. While they are much thicker than the older Notorious Lifters, they are still very soft. So yes, these are they did have improvements on how the upper structure is. Here on the heels as well, you would see that there is a good amount of support on the heels, which really cups your heel. Now on the shoe itself, I would say that they generally are a bit more on the narrow side, and they also adhere to your foot with these dual straps. And these dual straps are reinforced with steel buckles right there. So in summary, the Notorious Lifters Gen 2X is best for you if 1. You want a more sock and slipper-like structure and feel. 2. Straps rather than laces to keep your footwear tight on your feet. 3rd, you will solely be using your Notorious Lift footwear inside your strength training space, as walking with these will feel very raw quickly when used outdoors. 4. Have narrower shaped feet, so if you have wider feet, don't get the NLG2X. And 5th, if you're looking for your first minimalist barefoot lifting footwear, then you would want your Notorious Lifters Gen 2X. Now we have the Notorious Lift Sumo Sole Gen 3. Here I am picking on first the basic colorway, which is the pure white. Picking out one shoe right here. So this is the pure white. It's overall obviously in the colorway white, but also at the same time having that black print of the Notorious Lift logo and the name right here. Also picking out the next more black overall, and this is a different version of the black, which they call the blackout. So the difference between the stealth and the blackout is that while they have the same overall black colorway, these would have also a black logo and the black labeled prints for the brand Notorious Lift. Yeah, so this is a blackout. Now, when you take a look at this right now, it looks like it's pressed. Yes, they do come again in this package. And while it feels like they are pressed right here, they do show that it is also very soft, very similar to the NLG2X or the Notorious Lifters Gen 2X. They have a very much similar upper structure on top. Now, they also come with dual straps to keep your feet tight, and on the heel, it says on their spec sheet is that these actually have like a deeper tougher structure on the heels to cup your heels much better. Also, when you take a look at the bottom right here for the soles, this is what you call their more intricate herringbone tread. This pattern would be able to give you enough, or actually great traction, especially when you are lifting in smoother pulling platforms or deadlift platforms. So this should be able to provide you a better traction than your NLG2X. So when you take a look at also the distance between the innermost depths to the distance to your outermost throws, these are they do provide a bit more distance. And the reason being is that when you take a look at on the side profile, they do come in a much thicker sole right here to provide a bit more cushion. Also, one thing to note right here, you take a look at the shape of the Notorious Lift Sumo Sole Gen 3. You have here the heel, but on the midfoot, they do come in a little bit narrow. We have had a few customers who have had trouble getting their feet in. So even when you take a look at the hole, they are a little bit on the narrow side. Now we've had customers on the larger foot sizes having trouble getting their feet here and feeling like the midfoot right here is a bit too tight for them. But then on the toe box right here, they are much wider than the NLG2X. So this was made really for wider feet. This is your Notorious Lift Sumo Sole Gen 3, and they are a more improved slipper model. So in summary, this is for you if 1, you like straps rather than laces to keep your footwear tight. In this case, again, the dual straps that are also enforced with the steel buckles right here. Number 2, you like a more traditional shoe-like look while maintaining a lifting slipper feel. These are generally going to be great for you. Number 3, you want more cushioning for the occasional walk outside the store. I have had these and I've walked this maybe less than 5 kilometers. It would be great for your walks. Number 4, if you have a wide-shaped feet but do not have a thicker than usual midfoot, this is generally a great choice for you. Now let's talk about the SSG4 or the Notorious Lift Sumo Sole Gen 4. So these are the latest and the flagship of the Sumo Sole Gen line. I am opening up right here the box, and yes, it is obvious that it comes in a better packaging. It's in a box. Let me open that up for you right now. On this box, we have what they call the Bliss White, which is similar to your pure white version, only they do have silver accents right here. And when you take a look at the prints of the logo and also the name of Notorious Lift, they are in silver. So I guess this is what makes it Bliss White. Let me get on to the other general colorway, which is in the general black. This is what you would call the stealth version right here. So this is the stealth version. The stealth version again has a more black overall, but also with this silvery logo print right here, as well as the label of the Notorious Lift. First and foremost, I would say that these are definitely the prettiest Notorious Lift shoes. I want to get one. I haven't bought one for myself because I am trying to make sure that the one that I got is just fully used. Now, with the Notorious Lift right here, just very quick impressions on this. On the upper, they are more structured. While very thin, they are more structured. I would say they probably have a TPU cage right here covering to make a sort of shape on the toe box right here. But it is very breathable. This mesh right there is very breathable, and I feel is pretty much still provides that sock-like feel. Here, you also have your dual straps to keep your midfoot or your foot tight to the shoe so that you wouldn't feel much movement of the feet inside the shoe. And they are also reinforced with this steel buckle right there. On the heel side, generally with the shoes that I just recently discussed, this is what provides like with a more material for the heel cup right here. I do feel a little bit more structure right there. They are a bit firmer. Also on the side of the underbelly of the sole, which you will see a lot of the difference really. So from the pattern right here, as compared to the Sumo Sole Gen 3, you have this wider heel to midfoot shape. So this would be generally great for people who would have really wide feet or a bit on the flat foot side, which I am as well. On the toe box, these are wider toe boxes. So if you had narrow feet, sorry for you, but for people with wider feet, this is definitely the model for you. On the pattern of the tread right here, this is very much the iteration for the Sumo Sole Gen 3s that have the herringbone tread. This is what Notorious Lift calls their proprietary Novus 2.0 grip tech. From the comparisons online, this would definitely provide you the best traction. Feeling it certainly grips just to my hand. So if you wanted like really more security for your sumo deadlifts, putting that leg drive on your bench presses, definitely this is the shoe for you. Also, taking a look at the sides, this is where the Sumo Sole Gen 4 also makes it a bit more special. So when you take a look at the side profile from the outer angle to the inner angle, you would see here lateral reinforcements. So here you also have your lateral reinforcements. So this will generally make sure that your foot does not roll onto the shoe, so that the shoe doesn't roll on over your under your feet, and making sure that your feet are very much grounded. Lastly, while it has this lateral support right here and this pattern right here, very much finer pattern of the Novus 2.0 grip tech, these soles are very, very thin, and which makes sure that yes, you would have a maximal experience of your foot being planted on the floor while doing your heavy lifts. So this Sumo Sole Gen 4 is for you if one, straps rather than laces to keep your footwear tight. So in this case, again, dual straps. Two, you have a generally wider feet, including those with have a generally flat feet, those without much arches, including me, which is the reason why I want to get a pair of these. Third, will solely be using your Notorious Lift inside your strength training space, as I would imagine that walking these outside or walking these even inside for a long time would make your feet feel quite raw. And fourth, an intermediate to a serious lifting practitioner, and if you are a competitive powerlifter, this is generally your no compromise lifting footwear. This is where the next Notorious Lift model comes in, which is the Radix. Radix is actually the first shoe that we saw that Notorious Lift put in a box, opening up right here the colorway in white. So I have here just one shoe because the other one is displayed right now on our show floor. This is the pure white version. Absolutely looks great. And I'm going to get the general Notorious Lift Radix also in black right here. So this is what you call your stealth version. The stealth version is in an all black with all of these letterings right here of the Notorious Lift in a silver print. Also here at the sides with the NL logo, it's also in a silver color print. Okay, so what is generally the Radix all about? First feature to mention is the TPU cage right here. So this is generally the only footwear in the Notorious Lift line which provides a TPU cage. So that TPU cage is a type of plastic that is not only durable, not only strong and reliable, but also very lightweight and quite flexible. So let me take out the paper filling that we have inside, And when you take a look at this, look at that. This is the general footwear in the Notorious Lift line that is much easier to bend like that. Okay, so with that said, what the TPU does is that while you will be using this for your serious lifts, number one, they do come, as mentioned in the spec sheet, these are generally 20% lighter than the average barefoot shoe, and they have also a 25% thinner profile than the next powerlifting shoe. So these are coming in very thin and very light. I personally have these. I have the Radix version and I love them, and yeah, they are about to get worn out, and I am planning to get a SSG 4, but nonetheless, this Radix is quite awesome. Obviously, also on top, it has quite a more shoe-like feel, especially with the laces that keep your feet that keep this shoe tight to your feet. Also, it has a general like more normal footwear lip right here. Okay, so now when I take a look at also the when I show you also the heel area right here, it is also reinforced with multi-materials right here to keep your heel cup right on the position, not moving at all. Going at the bottom right here, the versions right here, so let me just grab this black one. Maybe this black one will be much more visible on camera. When you take a look at the bottom right here, you will have your somewhat herringbone tread as seen on the SSG3. Only here, it is much finer, and this is where Notorious Lift, I think, first gave a name to the said pattern, which is their Novus Grip Tech. This is very grippy. I use mine for not only lifting during my squats and deadlifts days, but also general strength training. I also use them for some plyometric work, jumping to an up and down boxes. This is a great shoe for that. Now, when you take a look at the overall shape at the bottom of the footwear, you would have a very generous heel shape right here, and also at the midfoot. So this is quite perfect for people like me who have flat feet. And when you go on top, which is on the toe box right here, they are made for wider people. So this is generally a great shoe for people who want their toes splayed out. So this Radix is for you if one, you like laces better than dual straps to keep your feet snug. Number two, when you have generally a wider feet, including those with general flat feet, people with feet that don't have a lot of arches, this is a great option for you. Number three, you like the aesthetic of a more normal looking shoe. It looks more normal, more on the barefoot side, that you can confidently use not only during your strength training sessions and not only during your powerlifting training sessions, but also taking out on the occasional casual walk during weekends. Yes, these the shoe that I bought, the Cure colorway I use every weekend to walk in my general part of the neighbor. Number four, if you are a strength training beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced practitioner, the Radix will be a great option at any phase of your strength training career. Presenting the latest barefoot shoe offering from Notorious Lift, the Radix Pro. So here I am going to place on the table our not one, not two, but three basic colors from the Notorious Lift Radix Pro line. So here, this is the box of the Radix Pro. Really great looking. Definitely one very developed product from Notorious Lift, and on every box you will have these inner soles that are included in the package, so you could either wear them with these inner soles or without. Before I open this box, which is a surprise color, basic color, we're going to move on first to the basic colors that they have. So primarily it comes in Bliss White here, as all the other Notorious Lift shoe has. We also have here a stealth. Is it a stealth? No, it's actually a pure black. It's a stealth here. And lastly, another surprise or a basic color that they have is what they call a Ocean Phantom. So it comes more in a generally blue colorway right here. Isn't this quite a pretty group? So the Radix Pro is designed for lifters who want the freedom of barefoot movement with the stability and grip required for serious strength training. So at the heart of the design of this Radix Pro is a dual layer upper structure. So the inside is made of Lycra, which keeps your foot comfortable and obviously snug, but also an exterior mesh with which makes sure that it is very breathable and also very flexible. The same with also the original Radix. This also comes in a TPU cage. So the TPU is the type of plastic that is not only strong and durable, but also makes the shoe very lightweight and also quite flexible. So if I were to remove the police the support from the inside, yes, so this is very much a flexible barefoot shoe. Now, also very much the same with the Radix, or a good amount of the Notorious Lift line, is that as you can see, the toe box right here is also quite wide, which provides a great amount of room for anyone with wider feet, so that you could also have your toe fingers or your toes splay out wider for a greater stability during heavy lifts. Another feature of this Notorious Lift Radix Pro is that it comes in what they call the Novus Grip Tech 3.0 or Novus 3.0 Grip Tech. They say that this particular sole right here will provide a 10% more durability, but also a 15% greater grip than the previous Radix generation. This sole right here is also very thin. The overall outsole thickness right here is 2.0 millimeters, while the tread depth, which is the outer part of the outsole and the lowest here when you come into the crevices, the distance itself is about 1.3 millimeters, so totaling to about 3.3 millimeters in terms of the overall thickness of this outsole. So yes, do still expect the best of grip, rubberized grip right here for your heaviest of lifts, while feeling like this is a certified barefoot shoe that will keep your feet very much in contact with the ground. Another feature that I feel needs a good amount of mentioning is that when you take a look at the profile of the shoe on the upper shots, you will see that there seems to be like an extended segment right here. So they call it the sole flanges, and the sole flanges are a bit wider. When you wear these shoes, you do feel that you are very much planted to the floor, and lateral movement or lateral rolling of the feet will be very much non-existent, or it will really provide you great support, especially with what they say here is that the increased lateral support height on the sides. These will definitely make sure that your feet are very much planted on the floor, especially for those wanting to do sumo deadlifts. The Radix Pro is a great barefoot shoe, and going to the nature of a barefoot shoe, it has zero drop, so which means from the heel to the ball of your feet. Now, is the Radix Pro for you? This is for you if 1, you like laces, better to keep your feet snug. Number 2, have a generally wider feet, including those with a generally flat feet, those without much arches. 3, an aesthetic that looks great not only while being used in the gym, but also for casual wear during walks in your neighborhood. And number 4, you'll need footwear not only for your strength training sessions, but also for other more dynamic physical activities. Here we have the Ronin Lifters, the first heeled shoes coming from Notorious Lift, which is more specialized for your squats, and of course it can also be used for your beginner to intermediate weightlifters right there. Here, when you take a look at the box, obviously they look a lot more premium. Opening that right now, we have here your first colorway, which is generally in the dark or in the black colorway. This is the Stealth. So this is a Stealth version, just because, again, this is in generally a black colorway with your silver prints of the Notorious Lift. So you have your silver Notorious Lift decals all over, or prints over. Next, I'm going to get the other general colorway, which is on the white. We have here your this is the Bliss White version of the Notorious Lift Ronin Lifters. Okay, so what are these shoes all about? Taking a look at these shoes, they are generally more in the more advanced structured shoes. These are generally stiffer. These are made with more material. From the uppers, while they are quite breathable, taking a look at the pattern of the material right here, they are breathable, but again, they are very structured. from the upper structure right here to the non-compressible sole right here. It does provide a more heft right there. So what are these Ronin lifters all about? So squat shoes, or what you call maybe weightlifting shoes, they are shoes that generally have a higher heel to toe drop. So the distance from the sole at the back to the front will generally have a difference of 20 millimeters. So your heels are generally lifted up. This makes for less demands on your ankle mobility when you are at the deepest ends of your seated position, any squat position, and will generally make your body position more upright. So it will push your buttocks more in, and it will have your lower back and upper back more upright. So that is generally the positional advantages of a heeled shoe that will be provided when you are on your squats and on your Olympic weightlifting. Okay, so generally with these squat shoes, they are coming in a more structured fashion. So just taking a look at the shoes, they have more foam, they have more structured protection on the uppers right here, and these non-compressible insoles or non-compressible heel right here generally gives for more stiffer feel, heavier feel, and when added with the again a more finer herringbone pattern right here for grip, here you are similarly using the Novus 2.0 grip tech being used on the Sumo Sole Gen 4. So these will also provide a great traction even when lifting on very smooth surfaces. With that said, all of that features being more firmer, being a bit heavier, also very structured, and with this Novus 2.0 grip tech, it will provide a very planted, very stable, very solid feel for those very heavy squats. Okay, so we're taking a look at this. On the top, again, they are dual strap, but not only are they strapped on moving towards one direction, they are strapped from on the top. So this is the left shoe right here. It is coming from the left to right, and on this left side, on the bottom one, it's going to be coming from the inner to the outer, so they are dual direction. Also, when you open it up at the bottom, you also have a layer of laces right here to make sure that these shoes are totally snug to your feet. Also, at the bottom, when we take a look at the general shape of your Notorious Lift Ronin Lifters, it will have this heel shape right here with a somewhat narrow midfoot shape right here. I have tested these out. While I am flat-footed, it feels like I don't feel a lot of discomfort. They're actually quite good. They do snug very well. And here at the top, the wide box, these are wide toe boxes. So this will fit people with generally wider feet. Lastly, a good thing to mention about the Ronin Lifters right here, a very stark difference of experience that I've had when compared to the other squat shoes and weightlifting shoes that I have used in the past is this additional length right here. It feels like this was intentional. So they do come a little bit longer than your regular squat shoe, weightlifting shoe. And while they provide a bit more awkwardness when walking with these, so you can imagine just walking and just having to drag your feet and the heel touching the floor. It does provide for a more awkward feeling. I do feel like they do provide more stability though when doing your, for me at least, when I do my Olympic lift, there is somewhat of a tendency at times to be pulling yourself back. So a bit of an imbalance going back. Also, when you are doing your squats and you are walking back out, sometimes with the weight, you do feel like sometimes there is a tendency to fall back. This will generally, I feel, really provide some great balancing act for you when having to have those issues of imbalance going back, right? Okay, so the Ronin Lifters are for you if one, you have ankle mobility issues often encountered at the lowest position of the squat. So if you are a little bit inflexible, have an anatomical structure that is not great for ass to grass squats, then this is the right shoes for you. Number two, if you can squeeze out bigger numbers with more quadricep activation, a little bit more upright position during your squat positions, obviously I think your coaches will be able to tell you how you can improve improve your squats, then these are the right shoes for you. Number 3, if you are dabbling in weightlifting and you want something to double not only as your squat shoe but also something to double as your beginner to intermediate weightlifting shoes, this is obviously a great option for you. And lastly, you better be serious when you get into the territory of squat shoes and somewhat weightlifting shoes, because they are a bit of an investment. So I have here all of the Notorious Lift footwear. Now, which is best for you? Now, we start off with the NLG2X or the Notorious Lifters Gen 2X, and this is best for you if you are a newbie or you're lifting slippers or powerlifting slippers and footwear, and you have a generally narrow feet. This obviously comes in, again, the Stealth and also the Pure White. Second is the Sumo Sole Gen 3. Now, this is for you if you have a generally wider feet, as this is the model on the Notorious Lift line that was presented with a wider toe box, and you would like to have like a normal looking footwear. This looks more or less like similar to shoes like Converse and whatnot, right? Now, moving on to the more serious side of the lifting footwear, we have here the latest version, the Sumo Sole Gen 4. This one would be a generally just a lifting footwear. You wouldn't want to take this outside of your lifting facility. Very much great not only for training but also competitions. This general model is what I would purchase if I were being a little bit more serious in my powerlifting game. Here we have the two Radix lines right here, the Notorious Lift barefoot shoe offering, and you would want these if you wanted laces to keep your feet snug, but also to be able to use your shoes not only in your strength training facility but also for your casual walks outside. These are also great for general, not only for lifting but also dynamic physical activity. And lastly, we are venturing more obviously to your more serious side lifting. These are the Ronin Lifters, and these will be for you if you are a more intermediate, more serious lifter, generally having a little bit of problem with ankle mobility, and you would be able to maybe push a little bit more on the squats by giving more leverage towards your quadriceps. And also, if you wanted to venture in Olympic weightlifting, this is a great alternative for that. Still unsure? That's what we're here for. If you have quick questions, do comment below, or drop by our showroom / by appointment strength training studio / gym equipment, lifting gear, and apparel store at the BuhatBuhatBasement, located in Mandaluyong, Manila, Philippines. We'll assist you personally, and you may try the Notorious Lift footwear models for that perfect snug fit. We've got sizing guidelines, test pairs, and of course, a solid lifting platform for a real test. TheRackdotCo is a strength stuff depot, and we specialize in awesome strength training equipment, whether for home gyms or commercial facilities. We also have a pretty stacked lifting gear and apparel offering to excite most, if not all, strength training practitioners. Hence, TheRackdotCo is the exclusive distributor and authorized retailer of Notorious Lift in the Philippines. Again, if you're interested to be updated with the new stuff on stock, promos and deals on offer, tutorials, and more videos of unboxing reviews and first impressions, like this video, subscribe, and turn on that notification at TheRackdotCo's YouTube channel. You may also connect with us through Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at the handle at TheRackdotCoPH. Do sign up for our newsletter on our website at TheRack.co to get updates straight to your email. Let your feet decide which Notorious Lift is best for you, so see you at TheRackdotCo's Buhat Buhat Basement.